for Team Unreliable. But geez, we are straight back into the draft. No messing around, huh?
Yeah, they want to get that game one taste out of their mouth. But actually, Bops, yeah, it was a drafting issue, but I felt like they could have made an adjustment in terms of laning. They could have put Taco against the Magnus in top. They would still play him as a pos 3, but I feel like Tiny against a Weaver, if Tiny decides to go for the Crash Landing talent instead, I feel like they could have had a slightly better chance because Tiny Snapfire against a Weaver, you won't kill the Weaver, I think, possibly, but you can get that Weaver burstable range all the time. Cookie into the gun, and you have the toss as well. Maybe they could have done that in order to pacify the Weaver.
Just switch the lanes up. Good point. Yeah, absolutely awesome point. This is why you're my big brain analyst. I know. Thank you for coming through. And also, I love to just check out what my chat is saying as well, because why am I streaming on Twitch if I'm not paying attention to my chat? Slappery coming through saying the pre-lane gank at the secret shop was pretty impactful. And it was. I mean, you're starting the lane late to lane as an ET, already taken a whole bunch of damage, you're already tilted, and then you're playing into a Weaver and a Treant. So... yeah, I think you're right. I think he put the Tiny in that lane and he probably has a better time, especially because didn't he take the damage resistance talent instead of the...
He took the, yeah.
Yeah, if he takes the damage resistance talent, he's probably not having such a hard time into the Weaver. Anyway, that was last game. Now we're into this game, game 2 of the D2LA Round Robin Season 1, Team Unreliable versus MMR is just a number. Very similar bands, but this time we see Shadow Shaman, which is valued quite a bit in our scene over here, Anno, and Tusk, which is valued everywhere because Hero is nuts.
Yeah, shout out to like players like Q from, I believe he's from Talon, and Boxy from Liquid. They make Tusk look so damn good. You literally stack 3 bracers on this guy. I think they nerfed that, if I'm not mistaken. But pre-patch, you put 3 bracers on a Tusk.
That was it. That's all
he's
you needed.
basically 2K.
Yeah. And even after they, because obviously the Drinking Buddies was super good with the range that they had on it, they've nerfed it since. But it's still been a pretty popular pickup. It's not S tier anymore, but it's still very close to S tier, in my opinion, and still looks so good. You've got a BKB piercing stun, forced repositioning for your team, lockdown in the form of the Ice Shard, and of course the stun as well. So it just feels like it brings a lot, as long as you've got the right core in lane with it. It'll always make space later in the game. The question is, can it find relevance early in the game? Because if it doesn't, that can be enough to get the enemy team snowballing, right?
Yep. No pun intended, snowballing
on
the Tusk. But yeah, I feel like, I think you just have to break even as a Tusk, as a pos more. If you don't play aggressively, that's only if you don't play aggressively. And a Lion again on MMR. Okay, so I was put in my place. I said I didn't like Lion, but the way that they played the Lion as a pos 4, I really like the way they play that Lion. So I'm thinking that they're going to put it back on the 4. Tusk will probably a pos 5. So I think you have to look out for possibly a range carry to pair with this Tusk, because I really like playing range heroes with the Tusk.
I think I just have this feeling that Lion is rising in the meta at the moment. I feel like someone said it to me. One of my big brain analysts said it to me at some point. So I'm just checking now for Asano. It's got a 53% win rate, so it's starting to get right up there, but it has dropped recently. So there's something going on with this Lion. Because look, I agree with you. I don't think Lion, like, yes, he brings a reliable Hex, a reliable stun, a bit of damage, and a bit of mana drain. Compared to something like Tusk, like, that's just not a whole lot. But yet the pros are seeing something in him and starting to pick him a little bit more. And this Australian scene, I don't think I've cast a game without him in it in the last, like, week straight. So there's something going on. I don't know what it is. I know. And maybe now that you're coming back to Dota to play a little bit more, maybe you'll be able to figure it out and tell me next time.
You know, I've figured out a little bit on why Lion is getting popular. They might have done. I'll read into the buffs that they gave him if he received any. But even before this patch, if you pick a Lion, I love anti-mage. I love myself a good anti-mage game. But when I picked an anti-mage into a Lion before, my friends told me, "Are you crazy? Like, are you picking AM into a Lion?" And I was like, "Why? What's the matter?" And I found out later on in that game, literally an insta-hex, and there's no reaction to the insta-hex. And I feel like the way they utilize the Lion now is like an insta-hex. And by the way, picking a Brewmaster into the Lion, it's a little bit suspect because you need to wind up for the ultimate for the Brewmaster. Lion just hexes you, literally just counters you with one spell.
Well,
and if they can burst you down as a brew, yeah.
You're 100% correct, because while I lose all day every day to Ham's ET, I have about 1,600 games on Earth Spirit. That's 1,600 Addo, because it's the only hero that I freaking play.
Crazy.
And I play against this Brewmaster quite a bit, especially this this Ham Brewmaster. And you're talking about instant hexes stopping the Brewmaster. Instant silences on the Earth Spirit are also a way to shut him down. And that's all you need, is just an instant silence, an instant hex, an instant shackle. And if Brew doesn't have BKB, what does he do? Now, in saying that, this is another Grandmaster hero for, I assume it's going to be on Ham. Ham's Grandmaster heroes, I think, are Razor, Brewmaster, and Elder Titan. He's got a couple of others, I think Puck and a few others as well. But he's pretty well known in the scene for Brew and ET. There is two, like, that. If you think those two heroes in the Oz scene, you think Ham. So we'll see if he can make it work, but I'm worried, just like you are. Hex is Hex, and if you're not getting your ult off, what does Brewmaster do? We see the Lich, we see the Broodmother come out, and then Gyrocopter, who is a hard counter to Broodmother, getting picked. They're going to return with the Alchemist. This is another hero that's shooting up in the meta as well, Alchemist. Anno?
Yeah. Definitely. I really like the Alchemist pickup against the Broodmother, and arguably against the Gyrocopter, but obviously Broodmother will probably be played here as a cost 3, and you pick up the Alchemist. Alchemist has the acid spray to really deal with the spiderlings. And if I'm an alchemist, if I was to play alchemist, I get like maybe 15-minute radiance, and I see Broodmother spiderlings in the lane. Like, I would just honestly just start activate concoction, acid spray, walk into them. Honestly.
Pause one hungry. Pause one gonna eat up all them little spiders.
You know, you can cook. Honestly, I could see Unreliable. Just pick Earthshaker mid. Like, honestly speaking, just pick it mid, and you just literally slam the spiders 24/7.
It's not banned. And Slugger, the new Slugger facet on Earthshaker, can one-shot Broodmother without Echo Slam. If you get a good enchant totem on those spiders, you can one-shot any hero in the game. So it is like, Earthshaker was already a huge counter to Broodmother. Now, doesn't even need Echo Slam to one-shot her. So pretty exciting stuff, and it's not been banned. So maybe we'll see it very soon. I wonder if they elect to ban it, because it can be played as mid, and I know that Naj loves to play Earthshaker mid. So we'll see if they're smart enough to ban it.
Very meta as well, because
they do. No!
Right.
No! I wanted an Earthshaker game! No!
Yeah, I definitely... If they don't ban the Earthshaker, I was gonna say, I think they're going to be throwing the game if they don't ban the Shaker.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think it's horrible to play against Earthshaker, especially with your lineup. Looking at your lineup right now, on MMR, they have a Gyrocopter, they have a Tusk, they have a Broodmother. This is a very snowball-ish lineup again. I believe Broodmother is semi-carry in this patch, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Broodmother still builds aura items. I could be wrong. I haven't seen Broodmother 3 in a while.
I'll have a look while you finish your thought. You keep chatting, I'll look into it for you in the background, because I don't know either. I assume auras, she's so good with core items, but I'm assuming auras just because everyone else is building the boring auras. That's why. But to be honest, I can't see any games of her being played at all. Oh, there she is, with a 44% win rate in the off lane.
Shocker.
Yeah. And not a whole lot of games where she's being played. Looks like it's a mixture of auras and non-auras. So, I don't know. We'll see if they can make it work.
I feel like this game, you should definitely go carry as a Broodmother, carry style, because you don't really have anything to deflect the aura. I mean, yeah, sure, Lich Ultimate, the Lich kit, right? But it's one Lich. If you're a Broodmother, if this Lich or Shaman gets to play the game, I'm sorry, but you have to switch off Broodmother.
100%. Yep. And also, I think that Team Unreliable are going to be playing for a pretty quick game, right? Especially with the Primal Beast pickup. Holy, that's a Naj hero if I've ever seen one, and loves to kill that spider. But they're going to be playing really, really fast. If this game goes late, Gyro can 1v5 that whole stack.
Yeah.
Of course, one thing to consider though, and I don't know if you guys remember this, back from the Lina major patch, the Lina patch, just before Lina exploded into popularity, right before it, Gyro and Medusa were the two strongest heroes in the game, right before that Lina patch. And they seemed completely unstoppable. Nothing could shut down the Medusa or the Gyro. In fact, most games the Lina was banned and Medusa and Gyro would get through one of those two heroes. And it took the teams about 8 months, I want to say, maybe 6 months, because that was a really long patch cycle, to work out that the way you deal with Medusa and Gyrocopter is to pick Brewmaster and put them in the air for 9 seconds or whatever it is, while you kill the rest of their team. That's what the pros were doing. It was Monkeys Forever who started doing it on his stream, because he's a Brewmaster spammer, and then the rest of the scene followed suit. So, if this Brew can ult, and can put that Gyro in the air, I mean, the rest of these heroes look pretty squishy to, like, a Primal Beast, an Alchemist, and a Brewmaster. What do you think?
Yeah, to what you're saying, that's how you play against a gyrocopter. Like, you just literally kill his friends. It's like a bristleback thing. You kill all his friends first, and then you deal with the raid boss at the end when he's all alone. But looking at MMR, even though you isolate that gyro, or if the gyro is not there, they have a really good 4-man unit. They pick the Timbersaw last pick in mid, going up against a Primal Beast. That's a really, really good answer against a Primal Beast, because of how Timbersaw can deal with the strength heroes, especially with the Whirling Death. This Primal Beast won't really have the smoothest of lanes, but I really want to look at Unreliable's mid game, because this Broodmother will not really have a good mid game to late game. I want to see if Unreliable can get through the laning phase and then dominate in the mid game, because that's where they're shining right now.
Okay. Listen to you with your big brain analyst. I'm loving it, Anno. You're doing a freaking awesome job. And everyone who's out there, make sure you're over there following Anno, because he'll be here casting more of these games. So make sure you're following along to hear his big brain rattling in his head. But for now, let's get into this Game 2 D2LA Season 1 Round Robin with Team Unreliable versus MMR is just a number. Then for Team Unreliable, we have RFA on the Shadow Shaman, Naj on the Primal Beast, Taco on the Lich, MGC on the Alchemist, Nam on the Brewmaster. For Team Dire, that's Team MMR is just a number. We have Mercil on the Tusk, Killari on the Lion, Cena on the Broodmother, Xiao Miao, also known as Yu Xiao Miao, on the Timbersaw, and Tian, Board D on the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, okay, now they're invading. Shout out to MMR.
There we go. RFA very quickly turning to run away. He's caught inside those shots, and that's a first blood if I've ever seen one.
Juke? Okay. I genuinely hate that passive with a fashion. Like, in all honesty, it's just so it's one of those things that it's so good that it's bad. Or rather, it's so bad that it's good. I just hate it. I think, what was that other item that I really hated? There was this neutral item that I really hated with a burning passion. Let me see if I can find it.
Was it Pogo Stick? God, I miss Pogo Stick.
It wasn't Pogo Stick. Wait, I'm trying to think right now what it was. Because I just kept telling... Oh, it was the... what was that item that made you miss the first hit every time?
Gossamer Cape.
Yeah.
Gossamer Cape is...
Still in the game, right?
Gossamer is back with an absolute ferocity. They actually buffed it, I think. But they actually killed Taco. Taco, wrong place, wrong time. And that's another kill going the way of MMR, just a number.
Yeah, that's already a...
Are you, perchance, a Templar Assassin player?
No, I don't.
No, okay. I was thinking that might be the reason you hate TA.
No, I just hate Gossamer Escape. It's so niche. And even in the games where you don't need Gossamer Escape, I've played against some supports that pick up Gossamer Escape for some godforsaken reason. And every time I feel like I get one free hit in, they just dodge it. I'm like, huh? How did they dodge it? And then I just look at their neutral spot. Oh, it's because of this stupid item that's still in the game. It's so bad that it's good. And I always have that pet peeve about that item.
I love it, dude. I'm one of those supports that's giggling at you as you miss that right click.
Nah, man. That item is evil incarnate. Like, whoever designed that item, man, like, I don't know, even Satan is shaking right now at that item.
All right.
Genuine hatred.
Well, I'm actually seeing some pain being put on to Yu Xiao Miao. He manages to get out of there with a Timber Chain, but that was real close. And we were talking about how the Timber was going to have a good time into PB, but the magical damage coming out from PB is not to be underestimated. Might just squish that Timber like a bug if he's not careful. Meanwhile, top lane, a whole bunch of aggression. Ham already dead and Taco to follow. Oh no.
Bottom though.
Bottom?
Right.
Okay. What do you think?
Mid.
Mid. There it is.
Nice.
There's that aggression straight onto Yu Xiao Miao. And that's the thing. Like, the Timber can strip away some of the stats of Nahar on his PB, but the magical damage from that PB is spooky.
Oh, top side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Thinking about going on to Tien. Tien. Now thinking about Taco. Taco trying to put the right clicks out on Tien, but will have to turn and run. Has a wand, so he's able to survive a little bit longer there. Ham. Click a Mercil to get him off. And meanwhile, bottom, RFA actually going down as well. This game.
Right. Yeah, alright. I like, alright. Whatever I said about the Australian scene, about you guys playing slow, I take that all back. I'm so sorry. I will never disrespect you guys ever again. I'll go on my hands and knees and I will record myself just like begging for apologies because this is crazy.
It's these like real high skill Australian players, because you know what? The only way they can get games when they get as high level as they are these days is they have to QC. So they're bringing a bunch of C habits over to our region. Because they can't get games in Australia once they're past 9k anymore. I know.
Yeah, and I really like that because the way you beat a tank, you have to go all over the tank. You have to go left, right. You have to go up, down against a big burly tank. You have to outspeed that tank. I mean, sure, if you mess up, one hit from the tank will literally shatter you. But as long as you don't get hit, you're going to keep running laps around them and you're going to tire them out.
Ooh, Ham caught inside the arse shots, and out comes. Hang on, is he actually taking tag team? He has. I think Mercelmere may have made a mistake this game. I just noticed that he has tag team and not drinking buddies.
Okay. I see why he wouldn't take drinking buddies in this game now that I think about it. Because drinking buddies... Okay, let's look at their lineup, right? Drinking buddies will not save you from... Technically, it could save you from the shackle. You bring them closer to a snowball, but you have a brewmaster. If you can't get to your core with drinking buddies because they're in the air, what's the point? And you have a brood mother with all the spiderlings. You have a gyrocopter that works really well with the flat cannon. So I could see why you would prefer tag team in this one.
I see. I'm seeing what you're cooking. Bit of aggression now onto Cena. A beautiful stun coming out from Killer Ari. Gets Connor into the trees, and that'll be a stun.
Oh, look at that last hits.
Holy, onto MGC. Cena.
Bro, you stun yourself, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, if he's just farming spiderlings, then why not?
Yeah, the way I've seen people rather cores on Alchemist, the way they farm stacks now, topside first.
Aggression once again onto Taco. Taco trying to limp on out of there. There's the eye shots, and hang on, Ham actually putting some pain onto Mercil. Mercil trying to get on out of there. Ooh, but he's still caught next to a very scary Brewmaster. Tien just right-clicking him, and that's a fruit fuse onto Mercil. Holy clutch! Ham slinking away underneath his tree, but these two heroes are very soft and will have to back up. And Lich will have a wand. We'll give him the mana he needs for a nuke, so Tien will have to be careful. Oh no, he's got...
Everyone.
Actually has 14 charges.
Bottom.
Tien. Bottom. Aggression on Connor once again, and now that aggression turns immediately back onto Alchemist. Alchemist is already dead. RFA now being aggressed onto himself, running on out of there. And did Ham and Taco both go down in the top lane? Mid lane, Naj running onto Xiao Miao. Deaths all over the freaking map. Wowee.
Yeah, no. This is kind of crazy, the pace that they're playing at, but... Yeah, to what I was trying to say, the way they farm on Alchemist, pre-Radiance, you make stacks for the Alchemist acid sprays, he literally walks into the stack with chemical concoction, and that's really, I think that's enough to get like 5 stacks in a hard camp. So it's pretty crazy how you can accelerate your farm. Alchemist is struggling a little bit in the bottom lane though, 18 last hits only. Mid,
okay, some aggression onto Xiao Miao. Hold up, snowball thrown straight back onto Taco. No. Taco in a whole bunch of trouble, caught with the eye shards, and Xiao Miao trying to get through him with the timber chains. The right click from Mercil will be enough to finish him off. Bit of gold into the pocket of Tusk, and he never upset about Tusk gold. Some aggression onto Cena. Cena getting very low. One more right click will do it, and down goes the Spider. RFA using the heal to keep himself alive. Killer Ari in a whole bunch of trouble. Jumping up to the right of the tower, but with a nuke coming out from RFA and the unstable concoction, he's dead. That's it. Dead Lion.
85 damage, by the way, on this intelligence range hero. He literally right-clicks that Broodmother to an Oblivion. Yet the Shadow Shaman is out-damaging on Broodmother.
There's actually a bunch of aggression onto him in the top lane. They're diving him under his tower. They know his support's not here, and they whop him. Meanwhile, mid lane, Nahar taking a kill onto that Timbersaw. Timbersaw having a really hard game.
Yeah, I would kind of expect that because it works both ways for Timbersaw against a Primal Beast. If you can get past the laning stage, or rather if the Timbersaw is in the offlane, I think it would be better. Oh, topside.
Yeah, that was just the Wisdom Rune, managing to secure it there on Mercil before he dies, so you say worth when you can snatch that up.
I guess. What a...
Bottom lane onto RFA. RFA a chicken and trying to run away, but it's too late. He's already dead. Start out onto that Timber. No, the Timber chain misses, and now Jiamiao in a whole bunch of trouble. They elect to turn and instead go into Killer Ari. Killer Ari still limping out of there, nice and slow, but does manage to slink away. Connor taking some damage, but they can't quite connect, and it looks like Jiamiao pretty hungry. In comes the Gyro. MGC already dead. Out comes the Gyro onto Taco. Taco taking some damage on the backlines. He's dead as well. The Brewmaster doesn't have 6 and cannot ult to get on out of here, but Naj screaming on into that dinosaur, trying to squish him like bugs, but it's too late. He himself caught Hex. He's picking up that task and putting him down. Oh, Killer Ari managing to get on out of there, slimping away himself on very low HP, but Naj getting at least 1 kill from his rotation. Does cost him the Brew, the freaking Lich, and the Alchemist. This pace of MMR is just a number. 1800 gold and 1300 XP going their way. And Naj barely missing TN with the charge.
Yeah, it's okay. At the very least, the Primal Beast salvages that fight, getting 1 kill by himself. But the Timbersaw and the Gyrocopter, they were both on the brink of death. It's just that I don't think the Primal Beast wanted... I think the Primal Beast wanted the Gyrocopter, but he was just not able to pulverize him. But I think it's a good sign for Unreliable that Narj is popping off like he is right now. I mean, sure, he didn't get those kills right, but the damage he's doing is just insane right now.
It's a ray of hope, I think.
A sliver.
Yep. Because 21 kills in an 8-9 minute game is pretty nuts, and Naj is very, very important to slowing down the tempo of MMR. It's just a number. He's actually farming quite well, and after those stacks that were put in place for MGC, he's starting to get a few more last hits himself. Let's have a look at the net worth graph. So, actually going Gyro, PB, and Alk on the same net worth, and then the Spiders are a little bit behind. Never mind. Bit of aggression onto RFA in the top lane. It looks like they've managed to kill... No, wait. Naj is dying mid. They've actually managed to kill the Brewmaster top, and they're trying to kill this Shadow Shaman bottom as well. Down he goes. That's 3 kills. Holy, MMR is just a number. Absolutely stepping up the pace once again. How did Naj die? What did I miss? Did you see it?
I think the Timbersaw just jumps him with the burst damage. And I think they stuck around a little bit too long. I think the Lich was in the area. They wanted to kill the Timber, but I feel like the burst was too much.
Dang. I'm surprised they killed that Primal.
This is where he's coming up. Yeah. Also, same here a little bit, but at the same time, if you're overconfident on the Primal Beast, you get something called the Bristleback Syndrome. And Bristleback Syndrome is you feel like you can take on the world, but you're just dead. Bottom though, MGC.
Yeah, MGC down in the jungle. Yusham Yao playing forward onto him, throws out the little chakra facet there, trying to Timbersaw through him, but he is actually healing. Okay, he goes down, does drop a stun on the way out, but not enough.
I feel like he charged up the stun a little bit too late there. I think he could have stalled longer because Narj is here now in the area.
And does have an arcane rune in his bottle. Yusham Yao jumping forward. RFA absolutely going to grab him. Naj trying to put the trample down and squishing that Timbersaw. Timbersaw actually going down there. That's a 4 kill streak. Going back the way. Hold on. Looks like they managed to kill Jiamiao's courier, and the figure comes out, and that is a dead Lich disappearing off of my screen. RFA grabbing the line, but it looks like Cena trying to put some pain onto RFA. RFA has to let go. Drop the snakes. Cena getting low. Naj squishing him like a bug, and Killer Ari now in a whole bunch of trouble as well. He's trying to squish him. He drops a stun, catches 2, walking towards the creep camp to try and maybe deny himself, but it's not going to be enough. Naj has the right clicks, will use the right clicks, and down goes the Lion, and that was a very, very needed sequence of events for Team Unreliable there. Holy.
It's not done. It's not done. Look at top.
Top lane, Brew playing forward onto Tien. Tien getting charged underneath his tower. Naj is here for Jiao Miao. Coming in, putting Naj on absolutely no HP. That Primal Beast just vanishing, and I don't think it'll be long before RFA joins him in the fountain. There he goes. So 2 kills being fed to Tien. Oh, that's not how you wanted that to go, Team Unreliable. Not at all.
Holy moly. Alright, so Primal Beast a little bit, again, bristleback syndrome. You feel like you can take on the world, but in the end, you're just gonna get slapped down. And he had Blade Mail now. He didn't have Blade Mail in that fight. But you saw the power of Timbersaw. Laning phase didn't go well because Timbersaw, going against a magic burst hero like Primal, you don't need reactive armor at all. And yeah, you saw it right there. He gets 2 kills because he can't get any reactive armor stacks. But now that it's in the mid-game part, where you don't really need to go one-on-one, you just focus on the burst. He literally uses the Twisted Chakram, the regular Chakram, Timber Chain, Whirling Death. That's like half HP gone on like a Primal Beast with no stat items.
Okay. Cena.
Shout out to Gyro Copter, by the way. Double the last hits of the Alchemist.
Double the MMR of some of the players in this game. Naj taking a whole bunch of damage here. They've caught him, and that dinosaur's not getting away. Oh, actual tip coming out from Cena onto Naj. A bit spicy.
Yeah, he got baited in, to be honest. He did not expect the Lion to be there. Gyrocopter even makes his rotation himself, so baited to a perfection. And you know, honestly, I would also tip that.
That's the SEA coming out right there. Okay, well, while we have a brief moment where they're not just running at each other, I want to give some love to my Twitch chat, all you cuties out there. Good to see you coming along. Hang on, they might find him before I continue to acknowledge my QT Twitch chat. Cena playing forward here. Ham dropping the slow in return, but they're just going to go on to Taco. Taco in a whole bunch of trouble and is already dead. Right click will be enough. Brewmaster still being chased around by this annoying bloody spider, but Naj on the sideline does have some damage. He's waiting for all of the spells to be cast by that Timber so that he can get on in here. RFA coming to play, trying to put Killer Ari in the grave. But...
Oh, come on. That's hilarious, actually.
Well, there's the break that I needed to chat to my Twitch chat, I know. So, QTs, all of you out there, show you, I see you in there. Jubei is always here again and again and again. I adore you, Jubei. Thank you for always being here, having some fun. I see my regular analyst, Ilstaya, here. I could see my boy Scroat in there, and Berkatzi in there as well. All maximum QTs. How good is Anno doing, guys? Remember, Anno will be casting some of the games himself. He's a big brain analyst. So make sure you get over there and give him some love. Follow his channel. I know if you want to drop a little hi in the chat there for him, so they can follow you. That would be awesome.
Look, I'm big brain right now, but like when I'm casting, I turn it off. I'm just saying, it's like once in a while that I'm big braining like this.
Lion Vigor returned to RFA, and hold on, Kill Ari actually going down, but not. Oh, neutral creep kill RFA.
Wait,
okay,
what?
You say worth. Naj thinking about trying to get away from this team, but he is getting slowed and bitten and burst, and down he goes as well. Holy, that big dinosaur getting softer and softer every fight.
Wait. Did the Warpine Raider just literally one-tap the shaman? What?
He walked out and killed the chicken, gave him the spear, dude.
That's crazy.
I absolutely hate these pine cones. As a support who's like, need to get some farm while my core's up looking, and you see like a little cobalt camp, and you're like, yeah, sweet. You nuke it out, and then you're like, all right, sweet mud golems. They're a bit harder to kill, but I'll nuke it out. And then you find these freaking Warpine Raiders, and they just butcher you as a support. They're so tough, dude. Holy.
Okay, so I'm right on my prediction on the Alchemist getting his Radiance around 15 minutes. But even though you're gonna get... That's a decent timing. No knock on the Alchemist. It's a good timing on the Radiance at this point. But 24 kills, and this is just a death ball right now. Aghanim's Crystallis on the Gyro.
Holy.
They smoked up, by the way.
Okay, the Brew getting his ult off. Beautiful dodge of the snowball there, but the Gyro ult has come out, and all of those Brewlings are getting real low. Mercil getting real low as well, and they actually managed to burst the Dinosaur. The Dinosaur is buying back to try and get back to this fight. Holy, the Horus Punch gets MGC in the air. MGC trying to put the pain onto the Timber and actually manages to do it. Now it's returning to this fight, picking up the Gyro, putting it back into the ground. And that's going to be a dead Gyrocopter, so they lose the Timbersaw. Meanwhile, on the backline, Cena separates from the fight and tries to kill that annoying bloody Shadow Shaman, but he turns into a chicken and he's on out it there. That's a fight going the way of Team Unreliable, but it does cost him the buyback of the Primal Beast. Mano.
Okay, it looks a little bit spicy right now, but shout out to the Lich, a triple kill somehow, and he's still level 8. But that's an instant 4-staff on the Lich. I think if I was the Lich right now, I would probably lean towards... I would say I would just throw balls to the walls. Just go Agarims. Yeah, he's skewing it up, honestly. Like that's a play on the Lich.
Especially with those spiders about. Like a lot of the ult can be burned down. Oh wait, no, the Ags isn't. Ags is the big grip now, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, it's the AoE.
I was gonna say for the non-stop unlimited bounces, but they put that on his 25. Because the spiders can soak a lot of your bounces. Any ads game, the ads can soak a lot of the bounces. So.
Yeah. I think, yeah, the unlimited bounce is okay in this one. But for me, I always like, in this case, I still like the 50 HP regen. Because I feel like that extra regen could really prove a lot more in the long run. Because we see the Primal Beast, sure, I mean, unlimited bounces exist, right? But if this Primal Beast can survive for maybe like 5 seconds longer, get the regen up, I feel like his impact is just going to be more felt.
Does it still heal buildings as well?
Yes, always this.
Yeah, I mean the utility of that is pretty good. So why not pick it up? But I do want to see infinite bounces, specifically because I want to see a Lotus reflecting infinite bounces. Looks like they're actually shackling the Task being drawn back in by the support.
Stuns, though.
Okay, MGC blink it in, dropping the sun. Might need to be careful. These two supports are pretty spooky. Level 9 on both of them. The snakes come out. Looks like Mercil electing to commit the roll straight onto RFA. RFA will be going down any second now. One more click will be enough. He's turning with chicken and does get burst. Okay, Bruling's playing forward onto Yusham Yao. Yusham Yao jumping away, and that's going to be the Lich ult completely wasted. They will deal with this Tusk here. Tusk taking a whole lot of damage, wasting time, drawing to the high ground while Cena is playing on the sidelines. Held on. Are they actually going to be able to kill this Tusk? This Tusk wasting so much time. Okay, does go down to the Radiance, but that's the Brewmaster ult finish. Mindfinger coming out. MGC already dead. Have to follow. Naj left alone between 4 heroes, and they're playing forward onto him now. Holy, this dinosaur is dead, and that's a 4-man wipe going the way of MMR is just a number. Taku trying to get on out of there. Holy.
Alright, so Broodmother going for that aura build has to bypass the drums, but I feel like that was a really big mistake by Unreliable. They left the Tusk for the Alchemist to pick up, to kill. That's not the bad play per se, but I feel like they should have not pushed forward with that fight because the Alchemist was still being held up by that Tusk and they kept going, and that resulted to them just getting isolated.
This
Rather Ham got isolated.
He did, yeah, and his ult just. I mean, it ended when the fight sort of started for them, which kind of sucks. But anyway, this Xiao Miao player looking pretty good, playing super aggressive on this Timber. I'm just having a look. Like he's taken a couple of deaths, but anytime he's dying, he's like setting up for his team, and he's gone 10, 5, and 11, which is pretty respectable. But his 5 deaths have kept that gyrocopter on 10, 1, and 8. So
yeah,
super aggressive mid player here, super aggressive.
I would have preferred the Timbersaw to maybe go Shivas before the Agarims, but I think it's pretty okay for him to go Ags first here because 18 minutes, you have an Ags. I have no complaints.
Yeah. Probably get his Shivas at his normal timing. Anyway, Mercil looking quite good on this Tusk as well. Killer Ari doing well on his Lion. Taku doing really well on this Lich. Doing his best to try and keep MGC alive and playing these fights to the best of his ability. Seems to be the only one living. The problem is that RFA has to get deep to set up these fights, but they sort of have enough burst to completely make this Shadow Shaman irrelevant at the start of the fight, which sucks. It's not RFA playing poorly. They just know on Team MMR is a number that they have to blow him up, right?
Yeah. I think in order for you to like really weave your way through this, you have to play the macro game. I feel like you should mid lane. Okay, close. They use the primal split though.
And has he only got one left? He does. He is the most important one though, because there it is, that massive whirlwind.
I just need an apple right now, Bob.
Good.
Sorry,
Get that sustenance. Get those vitamins. They're pushing to tier 2, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. I see Cena in the top lane hunting that alchemist. I want to go have a look, but I'm worried a fight's going to break out here. Cena now playing forward onto MGC. MGC trying to pull it on out of there. No stuns on the brew, so so he just leaves. Smart man TPing because the line was coming.
Yeah, very knows his limit. Primal Beast might be in trouble though. Yeah, so find a way to get out of here.
I think if he gets spotted, that Lion is just going to run in. Does Lion have the blink? Not yet. Lion has a vessel over the blink this game. Naj.
Yeah, initiation's not really a problem for this team right now. So I feel like the way you play this game, you literally just stand your ground. You don't need to initiate. You just need to just push a tower. You let them jump you. Hold on, this apple is really good.
Much. Listen to, this is why you've got such a big and rippled brain. My other analyst, Ilstaya, whom I love very much and is a maximum QT, he gets on stream and has a little bit of a munch as well, but he's not healthy like you, I know, having a delicious little apple. This man is stuffing pizza down his freaking pie the entire time, dude.
No, I mean, respect to Ilstaya, bro. Like, I'm not as healthy as you might think. Yo, yesterday I had McDonald's yesterday for dinner.
Let's go. Mickey D's. Okay.
Yeah, I know the Shalians call it Mickey D's. Do you guys call it macro? Oh, hold on.
Oh, hang on, bit of aggression onto RFA, and he is actually turns and drops the shackles, but his team's not coming, so turns into a chicken and blown up by Tian.
That's a Aegis also on the gyro. But do you guys call? I follow a certain VTuber from HoloLive, and they say McDonald's as like Macca's. Do you guys actually say Macca's or something?
Of course, yeah, we call it. It depends on your state. If you're in Queensland, they'll call it Macca's, and a lot of the other states as well. Mickey D's. Hang on, aggression onto Taco. Taco being run down by Yushao Miao. Yushao Miao hungry and has the barrier. Getting on out of there though. Meanwhile, Rax being pushed. Tian is just standing here, punching their tier 3, and they're not reacting. Okay, Port's finally coming out, and maybe a little bit too late because this tower is already dead. MGC, Hankin.
No, it's still alive. Wait,
it was so close though.
How did Gyro's courier die? That had Daedalus on it.
Did it? His Daedalus?
Yeah. His courier died. I don't know where it died.
Maybe it was crossing from Secret Shop, and they bumped into.
Oh no, maybe the Serpent Watch killed it. I don't know. Okay, I'll be real. I don't know.
Not good though. That slows the game down.
Yeah. I think that's why they didn't want to push the high ground just yet. They didn't have the fully built Daedalus on the gyrocopter. And I think that's the correct play. You have, what is this? You have a minute 40 on your courier. You have 3 minutes on that Aegis. Unless Unreliable, they do some sick macro play right now and split the map. That decision won't really bite them back.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're being choked out. They're slowly being pushed back, and this gyro, he doesn't care if he doesn't have his Daedalus for a minute and a half, because he'll just do what gyros do: farm and have a minute and a half worth of gold, which on a gyro this late in the game is quite a lot of gold. Not to mention, he's not just farming, but they're farming the places that Team Radiant wants to farm, right? Cena in the bottom lane here, just snatching up all of those jungle camps. No. So you do a big fat boy. Meanwhile, gyro farming their ancient camps in top lane. So
yeah, but you have the BKB at the very least on Alchemist, so he won't really cry too hard. Wait, they're pinging out the Brood. And he stunned himself. Never mind. By the way, shout out to Jube. He knows what VTuber I'm talking about. Guilty as charged.
Oh, there you go. Jube is a maximum QT. He is always here supporting the stream. I love Jube very much. I love all these
Jube is a man of culture.
Yeah. Jube keeps turning up. A whole bunch of them keep turning up and having some fun with the Cena. Actually getting initiated onto MGC. Holy, there's the shard, the Spire, and that's going to be enough. They put an end to that big fat spider. They busted its butt, and a whole bunch of spiderlings have to watch on in horror as Mother explodes.
Yeah, it's just like a wolf spider. When you crush it with a newspaper, all of a sudden all the babies start dispersing and running away. That's just what happened there. But yeah, a little bit too over aggressive there by the Broodmother. Gyrocopter, I think they're pinging up the, what do you call this, the Tormentor once again. But it was a correct play by the Broodmother, but overstayed her welcome because at some point, Unreliable has to make these kinds of moves, desperation moves. They were successful that time, but there's a smoke right now with the gyrocopter.
Yeah, they actually caught the Alchemist. They saw him on a wood. I just checked the wood, and they absolutely saw him, so they're running as fast and hard as they can to try and catch him. Mercil just playing forward. There's going to be some BKBs popped here if Mercil does spot one of them. It looks like the Dinosaur getting a read that something is on. Mercil electing to not use the roll, and they slink away. Beautiful situational awareness from Team Unreliable there. That was real close to being a disaster.
They have a ward here. They know that it's also warded themselves. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Taco in a bit of trouble, and it looks like that Alchemist might be a little bit isolated. They jump forward. Sun comes out to try and keep Yu Yao from getting forward onto them. MGC taking a whole bunch of damage, getting real low. BKB or no. Hang on. Might be able to get on out of there. They're rolling forward with the Timbersaw, but he actually gets to the high ground, and now the Timbersaw caught out of position, taking a whole bunch of damage. That's going to be a dead Timbersaw, and they use the little Brewlings to do exactly what I discussed in the early game, which was to put Tien in the air so we couldn't put any pain out onto the rest of this team. Gets one more right click, manages to kill the Brewmaster, but without that Timbersaw, this fight could be a little bit scarier. RFA taking a whole bunch of damage and has to run away. He's already dead, and now they're playing some aggression onto MGC. MGC getting very, very low. BKB coming out for Connor. Connor trying to kill MGC. Taco dropping a wonderful ult that is now bouncing between all of these heroes, but it doesn't matter. They've done it. They've managed to kill the MGC. Naj trying to get back to his high ground. They're trying to connect onto him. Taco left behind. Taco saying, please, no, but Mother comes. Taco with a whole bunch of danger. Down he goes, and now buyback having to be used on MGC. MGC sliding himself in front of a very scary gyrocopter. Oh no, MGC already going down. Naj charging on in and trying to put some pain. Picking up Jiren, picking up Tien and putting Tien straight back down. Connor getting very low. Ham finishing him off, and now Ham trying to down Mercil. Mercil getting very low, especially with that vessel on top of him. They drop the ult on the gyrocopter. Ham actually does go down. Ooh, Yusha Meow, Mercil, and Tien getting out of there. They got what they needed. They got a bunch of buybacks. And they're just going to take those fights and leave. Not happy to fight without the spider. That was a pretty close fight that entire time for Team Unreliable. They were so close to turning that in their favor, but instead lose 6 heroes to buybacks.
The Alchemist just was not able to get the concoction off. He stuns himself, and that was just like, it was just go time to try to kill that Alchemist. And they did kill the Alchemist, but they did lose the Timbersaw, if I'm not mistaken, or the Lion.
Timber and the Broodmother they lost in that fight.
Yeah.
And the Lion as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good sign of life, though, from Unreliable. It took 2 buybacks, though. I feel like Ham in this game is just... I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's had a horrible game in the sense because Gyrocopter is just such a lane bully alongside a Tusk where you can keep going over and over again. You pair him up with the Lich, right? But I feel like Lich is also just that burstable as a character. Lich does have an Aghanim's now at the very least, but and I say that and Lich just DCs.
Oh, you caster cursed him right on out of the game. But hey, we did see Ham for the first time that game, and this might be why it went a little bit better for them. Use the Brewlings to isolate the Gyro, right? Like they put Gyro up in the air and they were able to kill the Timbersaw because Gyro was just sitting there spinning from the Brewling. The Tornado just keeping him out of the fight.
Yeah, by the way, the reason why Alchemist also survived that fight from the Gyrocopter, the Shadow Shaman was able to hex him. And he was able to save like a little bit of damage, and he was able to get to the high ground. Yeah, he got blocked in by the shards, but he got enough HP regen from the ultimate for him to turn around to kill the Timbersaw. They still kind of lose the fight, but it's something.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if they can hold this high ground a little bit longer, because the first game was a stomp. This game looking like a stomp early on, but now, like you said, there's some fight in Team Unreliable, and much as I love a quick game's a good game, I want to see a competitive game. That's my favorite kind of game, and I want to see Team Unreliable showing this team what's up. Tien now playing forward, putting some pain onto the racks. Doesn't have an Aegis, but does have his freshly completed Satanic, which is gonna make him a lot more difficult to kill. Looks like Yusha Meow going straight on into RFA. RFA turning into chickens. Can he leap away? Holy, a Lich ult actually bouncing between both of these two heroes, and it looks like MGC is just gonna go straight on into Tien. MGC with the air, roll back down. Looks like Tien has got his ult off, but they're all getting very, very low. Holy, Naj blowing them up. That's a dead Timbersaw. That's a dead Lion. Holy, that is a dead Tusk. And Tien doesn't have Satanic, so he'll be going down as well. well. Cena limping away into the tree saying, please don't come for me. That is the fight we needed to see coming out from Team Unreliable. That was so much damage from the Primal Beast. 7,300 damage. And they hold 10k XP, 5k gold. I know they held.
I mean, how did they hold? Simple. Big Dinosaur walks in with... I'm surprised that the Primal Beast just shows up with Aghanims. That Aghanims literally just changes the entire fight. Like, in all honesty, the Timbersaw does not have BKB, and you don't have a BKB to stop the break. The break happens, it's just free food from that point on. And yeah, it's just so much AoE damage from that Primal Beast thanks to that item, Ags. And I think now we have a game.
Yeah, that was huge. So freaking huge, Anno. Holy, I can't believe how quickly all of those heroes died. The Gyro did stay alive a very long time, but you discussed it at the start of this game. How do you deal with the Gyro? You kill everyone around him, and it didn't take long for everyone around him to die once Naj had that initiation. So I would be surprised if Team MMR is just a number group up like that again. Aggression onto RFA. Already dead. And now they're going to try and put some aggression onto Naj, but a big old Lich-Ult comes out onto Xiao Miao. It bounces off into the trees, and Mercil getting very, very low. Mercil drops his snowball onto Naj. Naj trying to get it out of there, but the War's Punch is going to keep him in the air. Taco taking damage down from the Spider with BKB. Holy, down goes Taco, but they managed to kill the line on the back lines, and MGC has popped his BKB and has tried to run at them as well. Spider playing on the walls, has actually stepped outside of his web and is now in a whole bunch of trouble. Mercil trying to get him snowball saved to keep him alive a little bit longer, and here comes that Gyro, slow and menacing as he walks towards him, looking to put some pain onto this dinosaur. He's saying, no, you don't get to buzz me this time. Naj running away while his BKB is still in play. Cena bursting one of the spirits, bursting two of the spirits. That's 3 down, and Ham trying to get out of there. Does have the invisibility, so should live. Right, trade a Lion for both of their supports. That fight could have been devastating for both teams. And again, more signs of life from Team Unreliable. I think 10 minutes ago, that fight would decisively have gone in MMR's numbers' favor, right?
Yeah, for sure. The gyrocopter was not there for the entire fight, and the whole time the gyrocopter was just walking, was just like a menacing final boss, slowly creeping up on you. But, you know, the moment they pop their BKBs, very good call from Unreliable. They literally just walk out. They can't catch them out afterwards. They stay alive for a little bit longer, and even if they did want to continue that push, they have all 5 heroes back up because of how long that fight was going on.
Super duper fun to watch these fights and how they're playing out. This is the I expected this MMR as a number team to probably have finished this game by now, and of course Gyro is like a mega late game carry, but like they didn't hit their early timings on Team Unreliable, so I thought this game would just roll straight in the favor of MMR's number. But Team Unreliable making these early game heroes really work. Like, I know Alk can be a beast in the right game, but really, he wants to finish the game right about now at 30 minutes. Primal Beast likes to play for the early game and then the really late game. Same with the Brewmaster. So the fact that they're still holding means that there might be a chance that they can be looking at the Dire high ground sometime soon, depending on how Dire play this game.
By the way, Bops, I say that you have to kill Gyrocopter's friends before you kill the Gyro. I just thought of another way you can kill him. The moment he pops BKB, you pick him up with Pulverize, and his BKB is just going to be half.
And then you hit him with the Whirlwind. Hex onto the Dinosaur, but I don't think they can connect onto Primal Beast. You Shell Meow thinks he can and just blinks straight on top of him, saying, hang on, you get back up there on your high ground. This is our low ground now.
Yeah, that's good damage on the Primal. Primal does have a shard though. It might look like a bad shard, but if you use it properly, I feel like this is going to be like a game changer. 80 rune, by the way, on the Gyro.
There's the break. Looks like they're playing forward onto Gyro a little bit, but he just steps away and steps straight back up and says, Yawaka to all of these heroes. Get on out of here. MGC jumping forward onto Tien. Actually gets the stun. Tien, half HP. Holy, he's taking a whole bunch of damage, but Yusha Meow jumping on into MGC. MGC popping his BKB. They pick up the Spider and put it down. MGC turning to try and put some pain onto Connor, but Connor leaping over the side of the wall. It's getting pretty spooky here. It's getting real spooky. This fight could go either way. Cena playing the edge of the fight as tactfully as he can. Tien trying to put some pain onto this tower. Taco pulling that gyro back up to the high ground. Naj launching forward. Holy gyro gonna be burning his Aegis. He's down. Okay, they've killed him. Rainbow's down at least once. Yu Xiaomiao in a whole bunch of trouble playing forward onto him as well. He gets out of there on very low HP, but Tien is left behind. They've dropped the shackle onto him. When his BKB wears off, he might just be caught. Stun onto Naj. Naj actually backing on up. Killer Ari trying to give some mana to Yu Xiaomiao, so Yu Xiaomiao should play forward. Yu Xiaomiao blinking onto the dinosaur. Dinosaur taking a whole bunch of damage. MGC beginning to the middle of the fight. A beautiful Lich Ult, bursting all of them. Holy, let's go, Taco. Tien caught on the sidelines. Killer Ari trying to play forward himself. No way. Have they done it? Have they held? They've got one more raid boss to get through. Tien doing everything he can to put the pain out onto MGC. MGC still living, and they do it. 5-man wipe going the way of Team Unreliable. They hold. Holy shit. They do it.
They lose to Rax though.
They did it.
Alright, there's just so much to break down in that fight. First of all, that's really good macro from the Broodmother. Takes the mid lane of Rax. But holy moly. I told you, Bops. Second item on that Lich, it should be Aghanim's in this game. No question. You saw the HP on Narj. Narj was about to die. One more hit would have done the trick. But the 3-man sacrificial gaze into the everything. You dropped the whole kitchen sink and they're just gone.
They literally disappeared off the screen, jumps in, grabs him, drops the ult, and they're just caught in front of the big scary dinosaur, in front of the big yellow ogre. Like, that was sick plays from Taco, sick plays from everyone on Team Unreliable. The gold lead? It's just about gone. I know. We're now only 2k in the lead for MMR is just a number, and most of that gold is on the gyrocopter. Look how far behind the Primal Beast and the Alchemist, the Broodmother, and the Timber are. Brood and Timber, 18 and 16 to Alk and PB's 21 and 26. Long way to get this Brewmaster back in the game, but I think Ham has some space now. I don't think this Die team will be quite so aggressive after losing that fight.
Yeah, so right now, all they need from Unreliable, they just need another good fight like that. They just need to get some items. They didn't get any objective from that one, so that's a little bit of a shame. But at the very least, you're getting the items up now. Lich going for the E-Blade next. I feel like you should go for an Aeon Disc, but I could be wrong for Taco. Aether Lens is a good pickup as well. The Brewmaster, he opts to go for more of an Aura build minus the Radiant, so I think that's also the correct play, going for the Guardian Greaves next. For the Alchemist, I feel like this is as good as you're gonna have. It's gonna get on the Alchemist. These are like your endgame items. Like, I guess you just build Ags for maybe the Shaman, maybe the Brew, but I'm not too sure myself.
Do you refund the Ags on Naj? Because he can if you use the Ags on him, his gold gets refunded, right? He can go for a sixth slot item.
Uh-oh, bottom.
Hang on, who have they caught? Okay, RFA getting blown away by all of these very, 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 very scary heroes. All right, well, with that Shadow Shaman dead, it looks like they're going to try and push another high ground, but he has buyback, and they will need to be careful, because he can just buy back and grab someone. Right time, right place. Kick. No! Ags on the Tusk. No! MDC kicked out of position, and he's already dead. No buyback on that Alchemist. He's a buyback on the Shadow Shaman, though, and so he does elect to buy back immediately, knowing that if he is not there to assist his team, they're in a whole bunch of trouble. Hex coming out onto Tien caught in between all of those snakes, but they can't collapse on top of him without the Alchemist. There's not much Team Unreliable can do, and it looks like Team MMR is just a number. Know it. They're playing forward. They're punching the racks. They're sick of this game, and they want to end it. Trying to bring down this Rax as fast as they can. RFA and Taco playing back, not wanting to be the supports that drip feed. They're happy to lose their first Rax. Are they going to get Mega kick onto the dinosaur put next to the gyrocopter? Out comes another tremendous Lich Ult. It's bouncing in between all of these supports once again, and Naj actually able to get on out of there. Brewmaster popping his ult. Muscle getting very, very low. That Lich Ult still bursting around in the background, but Yu Xiaomiao jumping in and dealing with that Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman's no more buyback. Naj going down as well. Buyback himself, trying to get back in. The kick once again. Holy Mercil playing out of his freaking mind. The Warrior's Punch sends him up and brings it back down. No, Naj jumping in, trying to burst some of these heroes, getting a whole bunch of damage out onto the Spider. The Spider getting very low, but doesn't quite die. Mercil's still alive as well. TM playing forward. They've done it. They've killed the Gyrocopter, and with the Gyrocopter dead, this game might have some hope in it yet. Buyback from the Gyro. No. Yu Xiaomiao jumping forward. GG called. And that's 2-0 for MMR is just a number. Holy.
Oh, wow. Shout out to the Tusk. That was first reveal, Ags. And you just use it to perfection, honestly. Like, Dusk just blinks in, kicks back that Alchemist. Alchemist just did not know what hit him, and from that point on, it was just a disaster.
That was such a fun game to watch, to cast, to just see play out before me.